Hello and welcome to yet another edition of Cool Tech Live with Gul. And today I'm being joined by somebody very, very special, somebody I have looked up to as an immense figure of inspiration for over 20 years. I'm talking about A.R. Rahman. I think there isn't much that you can say about a man like him, a man who's a legend, a man who is absolutely incredible. And I'm deeply grateful that he agreed to be part of this live session. Let me quickly see if I can see him. No, he isn't here right now. But the moment I find him, I'm going to add him. So the purpose of these sessions, these cool tech sessions, is that we understand better how to work from home, how to remain productive, and how to essentially make ourselves less stressed in these absolutely strange environments, and how we make the best of these things. Okay, so AR is here. I'm going to join him. How to become more productive, how to not let the stress get to us, and how to use technology to our advantage. So that's really it. I'm going to request AR for some tips to help us. Hi, AR. How are you?
Hi. How are you doing?
Very well. Thank you so much for taking our time. I'm really, really grateful. Awesome. We are back with our Cool Tech series, and like we were chatting yesterday, the idea of this series is really to tell people that, look, work from home isn't all that bad, and some folks like you have been doing it all their lives, especially with home studios. And how do you go about it? For those of you who've just joined up, and in case you're living under a rock, I'm live with A.R. Rahman, and we're talking about technology and how technology can make us more productive, more effective, reduce our stress, and overall make work from home more pleasant. So AR, you've been working from home, from your home studio for the longest time. How do you structure your work? I mean, how do you structure the hours? It's challenging because a lot of people have just started this forced work from home. They're so used to structure 9 to 5. They know what is work, what is home. How do you mix it all up together?
Well, in creative work, you can never force yourself to work, even though it's good to sit and find what is coming. Because in creative work, it's like you can probably crack the biggest idea in 5 minutes, or you can work for a year and you've not got that magic zone. So it's important to have mental health properly, and you have enough sleep, and you have enough food and everything, not overeat, and you are clean. So when I come to the studio, I take bath, I dress properly. I don't come in my night dress. Oh, it's my studio, my home. So I have a sense of principle here. Even my kids or my wife, everybody who comes in feels like they come to an office. So that's been kept this thing. There are no phones, no ringers, everything is off. And even emails are off, because what happens is sometimes you have a beautiful idea and then something disturbing comes on the internet or email saying that you're not paid your taxes or something like that.
Oh yeah, get back to this now, please respond.
Exactly. So, that can wait. People know that you start making it as a pattern, then people know that, he'll come back later. And if you start taking calls immediately, then you're distracting your work. You're not diving deep into your work, but you mess up your whole thing. So certain things we all follow. There are no ringers in the studio. The ringers are off.
No ringers.
No ringers, nothing. So a place where creative thing happens, it's very, very important to be off from the radar of connection and everything. So that's the stuff I follow. We light an agarbatti or a candle or something organic, so it feels like very special. So people who come into my place always feel like, I feel like I've come to a shrine, or I like this vibe which is coming, the energies which are coming. The energies actually, by following principles, you make everything clean, and so that's very, very important. You don't make a place messy, then you, I don't know.
No, but I think this is really, really very, very important to reiterate to all of us. The structure and discipline is very important. So, a lot of times phones, they help us work, but they also distract us, because there'll be a message that will keep pinging, or there will be somebody wanting urgent attention because their job is urgent, but perhaps what they don't realize.
Yeah, but then you just take for 1 hour, you go in and say, put a D&D, so 1 hour. So that 1 hour you just dive deep into something. And go to inner consciousness and something beautiful will come out. If you don't have it, then everything is surface level.
Yeah, I think that's really profound. And what you said about activating the olfactory senses by lighting an agarbatti or a candle is a great tip, because it just changes the aura of the room that you're working in and the environment that you're in. And you know what's incredible, AR? This has been a sentiment, not the candle and the agarbatti part, because that's new, but this has been a sentiment echoed by a lot of folks who've been working from home before it became mandatory or before it became compulsory. So, for example, we spoke to an entrepreneur, Anand Ahuja, who was working from home in the UK before he set up offices for almost a year. So he said exactly what you said: structure, discipline, get dressed, and don't be like in your night clothes, and then respect your work zone, and make sure everybody around you in your family also respects your work zone, because that's really important.
My kids were young, it was hard because my daughter Rahima would
I'm struggling too. My 2-year-old is running around at the back. But
she'll start changing all the Mac HD name and everything. And like one day she but it's nice. Now she still remembers that stuff. She starts laughing when she knows about it.
So tell us, speaking of technology, you can create wherever you are, because you can create on the go, effectively speaking. While I understand it's a sacred process, it has to come from within, but essentially it's something that you can do anywhere, which is how you're able to work from home. And suppose you're in the US, you're able to work there. What are your main technology tools that you use to continue to work and be productive?
See, there are two things here. I know I use a lot of technology, but it's very, very important that you gain the knowledge from a collective consciousness, from the infinite. And I feel like we all believe in different things, but then the truth is that it comes from one place. Names are different.
Sure.
And so it's important. We're all fighting over that now, unfortunately. And it's so unfortunate that something beautiful has been fought over. So you derive that energy and then you implement that and have the iPad here. So
what is that? What were you just showing us?
So I was showing an iPad. I have got, it's amazing. So when I used to compose before, it used to be 2 racks of modules.
Okay.
And I remember taking such a big rack, and every time you play, 3,000 pounds extra luggage.
Because all the equipment you had to carry.
You're panting, and then you're feeling. Then they'll sometimes offload it from the flight. Oh, it's too heavy, and all this drama used to happen. The 2,000, all that stuff. And now it's just like from a laptop, it's become almost like an iPad. You can get a tambura, you can get a harmony, you can get loops, you can get many things, granular synthesis and everything. So half the luggage is gone. Just a laptop, maybe a hard drive, and this one and a keyboard.
And no worry about it getting lost and misplaced.
Yeah, because everything's in the cloud. Everything's in the cloud also.
So are you composing music on your iPad?
Sometimes, I just put a groove on. There are many groove-oriented things which are much more easier on this than going to a computer again, going to the room. So sometimes I get stuff and then I record that on the iPhone. Of course, it's all Apple mostly.
Right. In fact, you're also the only Indian to be ever featured on Behind the Mac, which is a massive. Tell us about that. How was that experience?
I think I've been using Apple from '94, and the good thing is it's decluttered mostly, and there's no latency on the audio. So these two things, and the apps are well placed and it's well tested. Most of them are well tested before it comes in. It doesn't crash. And so this is why I think everybody prefers. It's got a neat look rather than there's no virus coming. Oh, virus update. Put this in. If that doesn't appear, you get distracted again. All this reminders. Yeah. So there's a sense of peace when you go to a Mac, and of course I don't rely just on things. It's all your mind also, because you can make a mess out of anything if your mind is not clear.
Right. Yes.
So you just everything what you do is reflects from your mind, and it's very important to keep that clear. And for that, it's physical, mental, and then comes the third one, technology. Now you can do something constructive. Because what happens now, people showing their anger, frustration, all the inner demons are coming out because they're not being caught. And they're actually kind of society which could be peaceful, which could be collective conscious. We could move towards amazing things, but we're going back primal also. This is the downside of technology, where these negative things keeps bashing us up and pulling us down, pulling our families, our friends, and our capabilities to form a better futures being pulled down, and it slows us down in a very bad way. We might as well go to the forest or enjoy greenery and that stuff. So each one of us pulling us each one down. So you also keep this other part of technology where people just want your attention. There's some apps which wants your attention.
But that's what I struggle with. So if you could, a lot of people here, I'm sorry to interrupt, but you've really hit the nail on my head by saying that whenever I sit down to work, whether it's writing or whether it's any kind of work, I'm always distracted by something on my phone. So I always try and work with the iPad as well. So making sure the phone doesn't ping at will. But challenging, it's really, really challenging. How do you keep these distractions away to make sure your energies remain the way they are?
So you heard the ancient story about Vishwamitra, how he gets distracted by beautiful women. So that women are actually shaped into different things. No,
yes.
I'm not saying women is a bad thing, it's a beautiful thing. I'm just saying, so metaphorically, like the distractions of the thing, what I'm saying is, we have to keep it away.
Yeah.
We have to keep it away. It could be vices. It could be, this is a new vice where you're provoked. You feel like, oh, who's bashing up whom? Let's watch. Who's being targeted? Who's the victim? After a while, are you feeling good about it? After a year, what you posted?
No.
Or are you proud of? What if you get caught? What if you lose your job when you say something naively?
And it's happened.
Yeah, exactly. So, and everything can turn. The tables can turn anytime. Yeah. So I feel like you are responsible because God is watching you. Whichever God you believe in, watching you, and then are you setting an example for your kids? Do you want your kids to become like this, or leaders where they just inspire the world? And so I feel like whatever I do, my kids follow. If I don't do something I tell them to do, they won't do it.
Sure, absolutely.
If I don't teach them something which I do, then they learn that. If I teach them something which I don't do, they say, like, why should I do? Because you're not doing it.
You're not doing it. Yeah.
Exactly. So we have to make them into angels, not monsters.
I think there's something very interesting Musarrat has said here. We have a lot of comments, and unfortunately, we're not going to be able to address most of them. Of course, everybody is a huge fan here. People are having their live fan moments live to see you here. But there's something that Musarrat said that's so true. Anonymity on the internet is a great cloak of invisibility, and that allows you to spread things that you perhaps otherwise wouldn't do if you were actually putting your own real name out there.
Yeah. Also, I think it's a very complex situation. It's a sense of empowerment, which is entitlement and empowerment, which has come suddenly because of social media.
Yeah, entitlement and empowerment.
Yeah, and because, I can get away with this. But what if you get caught?
Yeah.
So I think belief should be, the things which we believe should bring the beauty out of us. And the more beauty, the more people will see what you really are true or not. So by being that's the most difficult thing. So every day I start questioning myself, am I doing the right thing? Am I posting something? Am I wasting people's time? Should they not be spending their time with the family rather than me looking at me? So I ask 1,000 questions before coming online or going live. And so I just, like even this past 1 month, a lot of people requested me, come live, play something. This is the time you guys should spend with your mother or your father, your wife, your children.
It's God sent.
Because away, and now we can look it in the face. And so that was a spiritual experience. And other than that, these are my apps.
What are your favorite apps? If you had to pick like 3 apps that were your top 3 apps that you would recommend to people here, what would you recommend? And then if with your permission, if we could take a question or two, because there are tons and tons, there are over 2,000 questions.
Oh God.
So, I mean, I have one which I can throw at you right now, which is, I have a question for AR sir. Will you do an online music collaboration with people? That's Swift Beats. Again, Swift Beats, that's anonymous, but I'm assuming your name is, I have no idea what your name is because
I met Swiss Beats long back.
Oh, you have? Okay, so you know he's not.
Yeah, I met him in Syracuse, and we played together for the Dalai Lama.
Wow.
And yeah,
you remember his name?
We hung out at Nelly Furtado and Nasha Bedingfield, and then met a lot of great people. And Swiss was one of it. And of course, you lose touch, and that's another side I'm weak with. I'm very weak in social mixing because you're constantly challenged by how are you going to do this next tune, how are you going to score this next thing, how are you going to release your movie 99 songs, how are you going to release Play Mask without any infrastructure of VR in the world. So there's too many challenges for me to dive in and get drowned, unfortunately. So
no online music collaboration in the near future for Swift Beats. The question
Swiss Beats or Swift Beats? Is Swiss Beats or Swift Beats?
Swift_Beats. Is it?
Oh, Swiss Beats. Oh, sorry, I thought it's Swiss Beats. The husband of Alicia Keys. Okay, cool. Why not?
You know everybody in music. It's amazing.
Yeah, why not? I'll just look at what Swift Beats is doing, and it's interesting. Why not?
So I think your day's been made, Swift Beats. So could you give us your top 3 apps that you would use, that you would recommend your fans and those who are watching this live to download, and what do you use them for?
Oh, sorry, I have so many good ones, and I feel like this is it, and then it keeps coming on.
Okay, 5, so, not 3, 5.
Okay, so the one which I use a lot is iTabla Pro and iLehera, which is like a tambura app, which I...
Okay.
And,
wow.
Then there is Facetune 2, which we have fun with our photographs. Facetune 2.
Facetune 2, okay. So what does that look like? Could you show us?
You stretch the faces, make monkey faces.
Right.
That one. You can put makeup, you can color your hair.
Right.
So my kids are terrified when I take the camera. So like, please don't. So the other one is Netflix, of course.
Right.
Periscope.
That's yes.
Sometimes. Now it's switched to Instagram, right? Skype, Zoom, WebEx. Right. These are the ones which are inevitable ones, right? The other one which has really surprised me of what it can do better than even the most expensive ones are the granular synths. Granular synths is like taking an audio and making it grains of audio, and then you can scrape through it. So the whole, if you put a chorus in it, like a gospel choir or a Vedic mantra, it stretches it into like probably.
Could you show us how that works?
So these are the apps I have.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
So there's something called Quanta. There is Jesuto, Borderlands, and most of them have a touch feel into it. So like for instance, this one. You touch like this.
Wow.
It's a new way
Amazing.
It's a new way of generating sound. But I still don't know how to use it.
You don't know how to use it. So I mean that's very, very humble they are.
Not like that. Not like that. Like some things have to be. It has to live with you to know, now I can use this one and I can put something on top. So it's not formalic, it has to go within and then come out with a feel, right? So, and then other ones are this thing called Blocks, which I've used to, but now I don't.
Blocks,
it's called.
Okay.
So it is just, wait, it's like this. So
so what does that do? Guys, I've turned off commenting so you can see what AR is showing, because when the comments flow, they're all over your face, AR. So they
Oh,
can't
is it?
see what. So I've turned the comments off for the time being, but we will quickly
Okay.
run through a hello to everybody once we wrap, which is.
Yeah, sure. I know for some reason
So what
blocks.
does blocks do?
So blocks is almost like an Ableton software where you have different snippets of chords, bass, melody, and drums and everything.
Okay.
And this keeps playing, so you can create.
Wow. This is like magic.
No, it's so all this stuff would cost like so expensive. Now I think the iPad's become like this whole mother holding all these things beautifully, and it's a shame they don't make a bigger version of it, maybe, so you can. So
Well, I
I'm
think if the
fascinated
Apple
by
gods
it.
are listening, that's there for them. But it's amazing. You have so much that you can do on your iPad with music. You also use Logic, I believe, which is the main music creation app.
Yeah, I use Logic, and then we use Pro Tools for mixing, and then we use Ableton sometimes. More than that, we use a brain.
Right.
So,
But there are many people who've joined us in the last 5-7 minutes, and I'm talking to AR about how he uses technology, and he has demonstrated that he is certifiably a tech geek. Very clearly. I mean, you're making magic out of an iPad that I feel like I don't even know how to use after seeing what you're doing. So I think that's, and I think I think that's really incredible. And what we're talking to AR about, guys, is how to be effective in this condition. And AR has shared his tips on how he works from home. You can go back and watch this video. And I'd only asked for 15 minutes of AR's time, and we're already at 22 minutes. So I'm going to quickly wind up. So if in this time of stress, if you had to give one piece of advice to people who all of us face so much uncertainty, what would that advice be? And then I'm going to quickly run through and say hello to a few people who have messages for you, and we will wrap you up in the next 1 minute.
actually, I'm not a advising kind of guy usually. I listen to advices rather. But one thing I feel is we need empathy now. We need to look after people who are underprivileged, who can't get food, who have problems, who are crying silently, who are screaming silently, and we have to find them and help them. Because that's what humanity is. Where by giving, you're getting a lot. By holding something, you never get. But by that good deed, we get. And we are trying our best to help as many people who come in and ask for things. It could be a simple thing, a meal, or guidance, or medical help, or whatever. And so even though it's silent and peaceful, it is not peaceful. You can hear millions of people crying. You can hear millions of babies crying without milk and food. So that is my heart goes to them, and a salute to all the doctors, nurses, medical people who are doing a brilliant job. And I would probably, this same thing which the government says, please don't mix with people, and don't go spread the virus. And let's pray to God that we get a vaccine or something which should end this stuff, this misery. And maybe what we have to learn from this is everything's so clear now. I've never seen Chennai so clear, so I can take a photograph. It used to be like when I used to go to other foreign countries, or even Ladakh, our own India.
Yes, and you breathe.
The photograph is so clear.
Yeah.
And now I feel like Chennai looks like that. And so
but sorry to interrupt, but I have an air quality index monitor at home.
Okay.
And in the last 3 weeks, it averages 15, 20, 25 in my part of Mumbai, which is unbelievable. That's Switzerland level air.
Wow.
Which is one of the cleanest air. So the environment can fix itself if we let it.
True. And I think this is a time to rethink how we have to construct our cities, because I miss when I go to Europe, or when I go to even hilly stations of India. I feel like this should be for everyone. This is not just a holiday spot. This should be the place where you live. And we can easily do. Every part of the world of India is designed like that by God, nature. But we, out of greed, we change things. We start putting barricades. And So on, all lovely people, thank you for the support.
Thank you so much. A big hello from Nupur, Arvind, Mohammed, Musarrat. I mean, there's 4,000 people right now, and I can't thank everybody. But thank you all. I'm going to just say a quick few thanks, and then we will let AR go. Arun, Rashid, Mohammed Fajar, this Culprit, Navjosh, Ramanathan Sudha, dangerous music composer. Well, guys, I'm sorry, but I really had asked only for a very short amount of time of AR's. And I'm again grateful, AR, that you took out this time to have this conversation. And you know what I'm walking away with is that ultimately it's about your inner peace and your inner clarity. And one must do what one must do to protect it and be a role model for your children. Because they will do what you do. I think that's a great takeaway.
So I want to again I want to wish everyone Ramadan Kareem, and fast peacefully, share your food with everyone, and be the brothers and sisters we have to be in India. Like Mahatma Gandhi says, be the change you want to see. God bless.
Thank you so much. I'm very, very grateful. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Have a good evening. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you.